Today is day 190 of the podcast, and we can learn a lot about the fruit of faithfulness by observing it. So I want you to consider a couple of the stories from the Old Testament with me. If we consider the account of Joseph, how Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, but Joseph kept a heart of integrity no matter where he was sent to serve. Whether it was at Potiphar's house, he remained faithful to righteousness and uprightness even when tempted by Potiphar's wife. When he was in the jail, he continued to respond with faithfulness to his gifts and to an underlying righteousness. And then when he became put in the place of authority in Egypt, you continue to see him serving with integrity. So you follow through the whole story of Joseph, and it is really a type of a complete life of faithfulness. The second one that we look at in the Old Testament, and it's a different aspect of faithfulness, is Nehemiah. Nehemiah hears that Jerusalem's wall is destroyed. What protects Jerusalem? So he asks permission from, he's away in captivity, he's been away in captivity, and he asks permission and is sent by the king to go and restore the walls around Jerusalem. The mission takes, it's completed in 52 days. But what we observe in Nehemiah is he prepared himself. He resourced, he received the resources that he needed to complete the mission. And then in the face of conflict and warfare, he did not yield. He continued to remain in submission to the Lord, and he gave leadership to all of these who are in the city. He gave leadership to them for how to stand against the enemy. So he exhibited faithfulness when conflict arises. We have Esther, the story of Esther. She's one who models submission to authority and then really being extended supernatural influence and authority. And because she was faithful, she didn't break any of the rules, she remained in a place of faithfulness, she was granted authority and power to overcome Haman's evil plans. So throughout the Old Testament, while God is continually rebuking and sending prophets against faithless Israel, he continually raises up an observable model of what faithfulness looks like. And so faithless Israel, when they are, this is God's bride, the story of Israel, and every time Israel turns away towards idolatry, it's really a picture of an adulterous kind of relationship between God and his bride. So while a lot of the Old Testament is rehearsing the unfaithfulness of Israel, we cling to these great examples of faithfulness. Bearing this fruit of faithfulness really marks the ones who are walking in intimacy with the Lord. So here's today's question. Since he will never leave us or forsake us, how does this affect your ability to walk in faithfulness?